Hello everybody, this is Stonewall, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This is actually some gameplay from theater mode from a match I played with the new LMG that I recently unlocked, the Tiger Shark. But what we're talking about today is the new Call of Duty game. So this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I know all this information is already out there. And I'm going to combine a little bit from some of the YouTubers that I've watched that have, visited the actual studio, got a full presentation directly to them, and a little bit from the official press release put out by Activision. So first off is the story. Now, this is something that we haven't really discussed at all for Black Ops 4 because there's no campaign here. All we have here is, well, the specialist headquarters, which is really, I don't know. There might be a little bit of a story there, but it's so small compared to a full Call of Duty campaign. So what we're seem to be getting is a full-on, very story-driven campaign. And sounds like it's meant to be realistic in terms of consequences, actions, the way combat feels. They supposedly have gone in and watched like helmet cam footage and that sort of stuff from real combat encounters and that sort of thing to try to put together a realistic feel for the game. Now, it may not be realistic in the sense that you take one bullet and you're down, you're done. Of course, there's normally difficulty settings for campaigns and that sort of stuff, so that may come at some point. But anyways, sounds kind of interesting, and I don't know. It also sounds very, very dark. I mean, that's what war is. It's a very dark thing. So I don't know how, ratings and everything are going to turn out. They may have to tone some back. Don't know how that's going to work. But anyways, next up, this comes from a YouTuber. I've watched several. So I've watched Drifter, Exclusive Ace, E. coli, Espresso, several YouTubers. So I'm not 100% sure where all of this information comes from. It's just stuff rattling around in my head after watching a bunch of other people's videos. But that is, you maintain a level across all three modes. So you level up across campaign, multiplayer, and whatever co-op mode they give us. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting. There's part of me that likes the separate leveling, so I can say, hey, I may not be, but level 50 in Blackout, but I'm Prestige Master in multiplayer. That sort of distinction there. So I don't know. I've got kind of mixed feelings about that. It depends on how well it's done, how the scaling works. A buddy of mine really likes to play campaigns, but doesn't have Xbox Live, so that's mainly what he plays. He'll go back and play Modern Warfare 3 or Call of Duty Ghosts or whatever, just play the campaigns and all the missions there. But anyways, and I know the skill sets can be a little bit different across multiple modes. We just have to see how all that works out. But next up is no season pass. Now, this is very nice, is what people have been asking for a little while, especially with what's been going on with Black Ops 4, the lack of content with that. So they say, all the maps are free to everybody, and the actual wording here is, we're eliminating the traditional season pass so that we can deliver more free maps and content as well as post-launch events to all players. This is just the beginning. There's much more to come. So the question I have there is, what else are you paying for? I know there's going to be some form of microtransactions, some form of DLC in that way. So, what else are they going to charge you for? Just the way it is, I know that. So, anyways, kind of a good thing to start with. We'll see how far they go with it. Next up is crossplay. So, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC players will be able to play together. and this is really awesome. It makes me partially want to get a PS4 now. So I've been playing on Xbox, and the primary reason is most of my friends are on Xbox. I don't know anybody who plays PS4 that I would play with. All my friends are on Xbox, so I stick with Xbox. Even though we get things a week later. The odd thing is, it does still seem to be the case that PlayStation has an exclusivity deal, which I'm not sure how that's going to work. Do map packs come out and PlayStation guys are the only ones that are on there? You can only play with other PlayStation users whenever those come out, or for the first week. That'll be kind of odd, especially, if you're relying on crossplay to play with friends. You won't all be able to play the same maps at the same time, which is kind of weird. Next up is the engine, and from the sounds of it, they've made some very nice improvements in that a lot of things are not just a visual representation, it's actually, and it's not just, visually rendered there. They're using some of the physics engine, some of the things. According to Exclusive Ace, they've even got like the speed of sound and some of that stuff programmed, so whenever you take a shot at a long distance, you'll hear the echo in what should be real time, and which sounds really cool, especially whenever you think about a mode like Blackout. You hear bullet impacts and that sort of stuff, in real time, which, as far as I know, that's not coming to Blackout, but it's a cool thought and may come in the future. Who knows? I don't know if there'll be another Call of Duty Battle Royale or how they're going to support all of that. But anyways, the other thing is infrared and heat signatures are always being generated from the sounds of it. So it doesn't matter whether you're running infrared or night vision or thermal or whatever. It's always being generated. It's not just a visual thing whenever you put that on. It's not just a special effect that they put over something. So you get from the sounds of it, very realistic night vision and thermal experience there. So that's going to be very interesting to see. There's not a whole lot of information about multiplayer. Some rumors that I've come across is that there are no specialists, and that basically you build an operator that the only thing that changes is cosmetic and backstory. I don't know for sure if that's the case, or if it's going to be certain specialists use certain weapons, or can only have certain builds, closer to like Rainbow Six Siege or something like that. Don't know how that's going to work. I do know that 3 operators and some cosmetic stuff is part of some of the other special editions, past the most basic one. Since there's no season pass, it's kind of interesting to see how they do the special editions and the more expensive ones. So anyways, hopefully you're excited about this. I'm definitely excited to see what they do. I'm definitely more of a multiplayer kind of person, but it kind of depends on, how good the campaign is, what co-op mode they bring in. If they bring in something like survival mode from MW3, I will be all over that. That's one of those games that even after, like, Infinite Warfare came out, I think, I still went back and played a couple rounds of survival mode. It's just one of those things that I've really enjoyed. And there's, of course, a nostalgia factor. I think everybody has that with some games. They look at them as being better than they actually were, or that sort of thing. So, anyways, if my dog will stop barking, that would be very nice. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about the game, any concerns, any of that. But anyways, this is Stonewall signing off, and I'll see you in another video.